All right, guys. Trevor's speaking tonight.
Yeah.
This is what we're gonna do. You, and you.
Yeah.
You guys stand at the front of the door. Watch out for the EGR kids. Don't let them get too close.
What's EGR?
Extra grace required kids.
Yes, those ones.
Okay, you guys sit there. You, cafe. Look out for parents who look upset about the candy situation.
Yeah, those like this.
Yeah. Stay away from those. Yeah. And then one more. Okay, I'm gonna need you to get Trevor the Rock at the end of reference.
Yeah, it's the Rock.
The Bible. What are you gonna preach about?
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm gonna need the Bible. Yes, that's right.
Everyone, hands in.
Okay.
Jesus on 3. 1, 2, 3. Jesus.
Hey guys, I'm Trevor.
And I'm Stallion.
And welcome to the Youth Room, episode 20.
Guys, we have some news for you. This is our last episode of season 1.
Man, that's sad, but not sad.
It could be sad, but here's the thing. We're taking a little bit of a break because we're getting ready. We're gearing up for our return in the fall for season 2.
That's right. We got a lot of stuff going on this summer, just like you guys do as well. And so we're going to do some filming, get ready for all kinds of new stuff. But also, don't be sad because you can stay connected to us. We're going to continue to be posting blogs all summer long and different information to help resource you within the student room, so within the youth room. So make sure you check it out. Where can you find that?
TheYouthRoomResources.com. That's where we have our previous episodes as well as our previous blog posts, and new blog posts are continuing this summer. And also still continue to check us out on YouTube. Share us with other people. We want to stay connected with you guys. Send us messages. We have more time to write and respond, so stay in touch with us.
That's right. But for this last episode, we want to talk about something very, very important. We want to talk about the volunteers, those who serve alongside of you within the student space, within the youth room. How can you come alongside them? How do you recruit them? How do you equip them? How do you use them within the youth room in an effective way?
That's right. This is kind of our recruiting time, the summertime, because we're getting ready to gear up for the fall. Now, I've often told our volunteers over and over again that we could not do ministry without them.
That's true.
And I think sometimes they think it's just kind of a cute saying that I like to say, but the truth is we could not minister to a larger than maybe like 12, 15, 20 kids without them. And so we need them. We need volunteers in our student program.
Yeah, so this teamwork that you're going to have within your student space, within your youth room, is going to be really, really crucial. And so here's some really great ways, real practical ways we've found within our student space to be able to equip volunteers, to use volunteers, and to thank volunteers that we want to share with you. The first one's huge.
First one is safety first.
That's right.
That's right. I think no matter what size church that you're in, but especially in large churches, you have to make sure that you're doing some type of background check.
Yeah.
21st century, there's no excuse not to do this.
Right.
You need to know what's in someone's past.
Yeah.
That's just a way to kind of cover your bases. That's the very minimum, the starting point.
Yeah, this is really, really crucial for everybody involved within the youth room. Now, not just the volunteers. We certainly want to keep them safe from any kind of allegations or any kind of thing that could be brought before them that would potentially ruin their reputation within the community. But also for the students that they're serving, make sure that those students, they're safe with the volunteers that you're bringing into the youth space, into the youth room. And so, as you said, yes, a background check is crucial. But there's other policies that you can do as well. We have some policies within our church that are very, very serious, that we want to create safety, a safe space for students.
That's right. The church I used to be at was a little bit looser in some of these areas. Mm-hmm. And when I got to work with Trevor, I remember thinking, wow, seems a little bit intense. Mm-hmm. But it's a necessity for our leaders and for our students. It's important that they know what is allowed and what isn't allowed. Like no driving students of the opposite sex or same sex, no physical display of affection, or what does that look like? What happens if a student tries to hug you or anything like that? They just need to know up front.
Yeah, creating a safe space for those students is crucial because, again, they're coming into the church and you're supposed to be the group of people that are helping them experience God for the very first time, potentially. And so if that gets shrouded in some kind of really damaging, difficult kind of way, it can ruin that experience for that student. So safety has to be first, has to be the most important thing when it comes to serving with your volunteers within the youth room. But secondly, this is also kind of going alongside that, clear expectations and clear communication.
That's right.
You got to have these things within the youth room because you're inviting people in to come and serve with you in your student space, and in order for them to know whether or not they've done a good job, you have to clearly communicate that for them. What does a win look like? If they don't know what a win looks like, they don't know when they've met your expectations. So clearly communicate those things to them. That's right.
And we said this applies to anything that has to do with what their responsibilities are. Mm-hmm. Maybe you create a job description for them, a title, a task, whatever it is. But it also plays back to that safety piece.
Yeah.
They need to know what is okay, what's not okay,
right,
as well as then what's a ministry win, what's a ministry fail, what are some things to watch out for, what are types of students to look out for, all those kind of things. Anything you can communicate with them, over communicate.
Yeah, if you don't have those expectations set, then if something goes wrong within the youth room, something doesn't go the way you want it to go, you don't really have any leg to stand on. You've not necessarily told them exactly what you wanted. So clear expectations, have them written down. If you have an application to serve within your student ministry, make sure those expectations are clearly marked out for them. Make sure they're talked about often so that nobody has any kind of excuse of not knowing what you expected from volunteers in the youth room.
That's right. So make sure you communicate those clearly. The next one is to have a personal touch. Make sure that you are the first person who knows your leaders well. Make sure you're being a shepherd to them. The truth is this: we get into ministry because we want to work with students, but as the group grows, we need to have other leaders who are helping us. So we really need to be pouring into them and allowing them to be pouring into our students. But we're the ones that need to know what's going on in their lives.
Yeah, if you've got volunteers that are working with you, if you find out one of them's in the hospital, you should be the first person there to go pray with them and spend time with them. If you know somebody's had a tough week, write them a card, bring them a Snickers on a Wednesday or a Sunday just to lift their spirits a little bit. Having a personal touch, it creates amazing loyalty within those that you serve with to your ministry. It'll actually cause them to want to come and be a part of what's happening here. You don't have to beg anybody anymore because you got a personal touch. They love you, and because they love you, they love what you love, which is students, and they want to come alongside you and serve.
And not just loyalty, I think it also helps with longevity. If you know that they're going through a rough time, give them a break. Tell them to take the night off, or resource them with what they need. Provide opportunities for them to kind of be able to sit back and relax a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 4. Make them the hero.
Oh, that's good.
This is key. A lot of times, I know when I first started doing student ministry, I wanted to be the one that was on stage. I wanted to be the one doing the announcements. I wanted to be the ones at the first door that students came into. I wanted to be the one who was on display. And truth is, what I've learned all throughout my time in student ministry is it's so important to make sure your volunteers are the ones who are the heroes, not you. So you're lifting them up. You're encouraging them. You're talking about them to students. You're making them somebody who students want to spend time with.
Anything you can do to promote them or build them up in front of students is going to be a win. We started allowing our volunteers to help with leading games and announcements and welcome. And this paid off so much one time when we were at a retreat. We had gone through some kids who got in some trouble. We sat down and talked to them and the leaders. And it was just like an afternoon full of conversations and emotional time and counseling and talking and phone calls. And I remember when I looked down at my watch, I was like, wow, we're about to start the countdown. We're about to start. And so I was able to look to one of my leaders and say, listen, can you run with the announcements in the game tonight? I need to get away for a few minutes before I deliver my message. And sure enough, he said, don't worry about it. And he was able to run with everything. And I came out for the message, and it was a great night. But I wouldn't have been able to do that without that help.
That's right. Like any hero in any hero movie, they have some kind of flaws, right? You're not saying that your volunteers are perfect. That's not what you're saying when you're talking to your students about them being awesome. What you're doing is you're saying this person is somebody that I validate. And if your students find out that you validate them, they'll say, man, I want to spend time with Bob too. I want to spend time with John as well. I want to spend time with Susie. I want to get to know them too. They sound like amazing people because you have been the one holding them up, pushing them up, and making them the hero.
And we've taught our students that our leaders are an extension of us. And so whatever they say goes. And the only reason we can do that is because we've got to know them. We trust them.
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to do this too. Do it through social media. Have public posts about how amazing your volunteers are. Maybe say it in the room itself. You're on stage, you get a stage to speak for 30 minutes, take a couple minutes to be like, these volunteers are amazing. Do whatever it takes to make sure it's a public thing so other people see it and make sure that you're making them the hero, lifting them up.
Lastly, we want to celebrate what we want to replicate.
That's good.
So we want to make sure that we're taking time to celebrate and thank our leaders, especially when they're doing stuff that for us is a win and that we want to see other leaders do. So if they do really well in a small group, or if they did had a conversation with someone to help them receive Christ, or whatever it is that they're doing that is awesome, they stayed extra to help clean up. Let's thank them, recognize them publicly in front of others, so that others will see, hey, this is what we're looking for. This is what we're trying to accomplish.
Public praise is huge. I know for me, if someone is going to praise me out in front of everybody, man, I want to do even better. I want to be encouraged to do an even better job next time again. So there's something that happens when you celebrate something that other people say, man, if that was celebrated, that was seen as a good thing, I want to do that again and again and again. I want to replicate that. And so within the student space, you definitely want to, anything that you see to be a win, anything that you see to be awesome, find out ways to celebrate those things so that other people come alongside of those things and do them over and over and over.
There's so many ways to do this. You can do it through your weekly communication. You can do it, like Trevor said, from stage before programming one night, or your trainings. Or I was at part of a church as a volunteer that had a special once a night year celebration. It was kind of like an award show, and we dressed up nice. There was a red carpet, and they gave out awards to people who were doing things, and some of them were funny and silly, but they were giving awards to people who were doing stuff that they wanted to see replicated. They wanted to see other leaders do, and they were saying, "Hey, thank you for what you've done. Here's a silly piece of paper and a chocolate bar, but we appreciate all that you've done."
This is is going to take intentionality. Really celebrating things well is not going to be something that happens by accident. You have to think about this. Maybe even every Monday. Monday is my celebration day, so I'm going to write cards. I'm going to post things. I'm going to do things to celebrate the people within my ministry on Monday, and make sure it's a part of your schedule so you don't forget about it. I promise you it'll pay off, because other people will see it and they'll be like, man, I want to be a part of that too. That sounds like a great team.
Ultimately, we want to create a culture with our volunteers that other people want to be a part of. That's how we recruit better. That's how we retain better, and that's how we're going to have more success.
That's right. Teamwork makes the dream work. And so this summer, we're praying for you and your ministry, all those that serve alongside of you, for our servant volunteers as well. We're so thankful for them. And so we look forward to seeing you next time in the youth room.